If you want to grow your business, you don't need more leads. What you need is to increase your conversion rate and increase your prices. And with those two changes, you can literally double or triple your business without going and spending more money on marketing and ads to get more leads. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. So if you want to grow, a lot of people normally start with, how do I get more leads? You know, it's the easy thing to do, to say, just get me more leads and I'll grow my business. It's actually the lazy way of looking at sales and marketing, because there is a more powerful and potent way to grow your business without having to spend more money, without having to do something else, without having to go and spend time perfecting another skill or hiring someone else to do something for you. What it takes is for you to do something. And with a few tweaks, you can actually double your business. And so I want to show you how just with the same leads, you can double or triple your business by actually doing three things. So there's actually two major areas. So the first major area is increase your prices, right? So if you just increase your prices by 20%, 50%, 100%, whatever it is, whatever your market you think can bear, you can increase the profit in your business. And that goes straight to the bottom line. It's not very hard to do. Why people don't do it is they don't have the courage to do it. They think that if they increase their prices, then their clients are going to not buy. Their prospects are not going to buy. But most people who do this actually find the opposite, that their conversion rate pretty much stays the same. Now, it depends on how much you increase it. Most businesses will just increase their prices by 10 or 15%. When I did it, I tripled my prices. Now, why could I triple my prices? Well, in my market, selling websites, I was selling websites for $1,500, $2,000. And I was underselling myself initially, but also I was selling a product that actually didn't have much value. So I added a bit of value and added a bit of confidence, and I was able to triple my prices literally overnight. Now, I know that not all industries are able to do that. So for example, if you're an accountant, you probably can't triple your prices because it's pretty standard. Whereas in an industry like mine, you can get a quote from 3 different people and they'll be worlds apart, 1,000, 5,000, 20,000, right? And it's all about the value that they add. So I understand for some of you, you can't triple or double, but you can increase. Now, the second thing that you need to do and can do right now is increase your conversion rate. If you increase your conversion rate, this is how you literally can double your business. So if you have a 10% conversion rate, and you go from 10 to 20%, you have now doubled your business. If you have a 30% conversion rate and you're able to get that to 60%, you've doubled your business. And so it doesn't matter where you are. This is actually the easiest way to do it. Now, for some of you, the thought of doubling your conversion rate is crazy. You think to yourself, I could never do that. But the reality is, no matter where you're at right now, you probably are underperforming when it comes to how you're selling with your clients. You know, the world has moved on. People are buying differently than they were buying a year ago, 2 years, 10 years ago. And if you haven't updated your sales process on how to deal with modern day people who work with the internet and do research on the internet, then you are probably losing sales, and you can increase your conversion rate. And I've worked with a lot of people, and I can just tell you that no matter how good you are, you can always tweak something. You never know it all, because you change, the marketplace changes, and there's always a better way to do it. I think it's quite easy. But how do you actually increase your conversion rate? Well, there's 2 ways that you can increase your conversion rate, which are pretty easy. Number 1 is your follow-up process. Before the actual the meeting and after the meeting. So just say you have 10 leads a month, and currently you're getting 2 meetings a month. Well, what you do before getting the meeting to get people on the meeting, you could double that. So you can go from 2 to 4 by having pre-sales meeting follow-up, emails, SMSs, phone calls to get them on the call. And then once you have the meeting, if you were to then follow up, double or triple with the amount of contacts that you're doing now in strategic ways, you would probably be able to then double or triple or maybe 50% more conversions than you have now. But when you add those two together, it's very powerful. So you actually don't have to do everything. You don't have to double your prices. You don't have to double your conversion rate after the sale or double your conversion rate of getting people into the appointment. You can just do little incremental changes on all of these and see some major increases. So that's how you double your conversion rate with pre-sales meeting follow-up and post-sales meeting follow-up. The last thing I want to talk to you about today is probably the most powerful thing that I have implemented in my business and the businesses I've coached to see dramatic results. And that is something called an IP framework, an intellectual property framework. Now, for many of you, you are selling a service or product that is a commodity. If you're an accountant, your service is a commodity. There's, millions of accountants out there that can do pretty much the same job as you. Now, I know you're special, but that might be 10 or 20%. If you're an attorney, there are millions of attorneys out there that can do just what you do. And I know you're special, maybe 10 or 20%, but basically you're a commodity. If you're a web designer, like my business, you're a commodity. There are millions of people who can build websites, and some of them are 14-year-olds in their mum's garage building websites for their uncle, right? And some of them are massive agencies with offices in New York. But it is a commodity. There's so much competition. You name the industry, I can tell you that most of the time, your service is now a commodity. So how do you get people to pay you more for a service that they can get from somewhere else? And the way you do that is don't sell the service. Sell an IP framework, an intellectual property framework. And this is how you eliminate your competition, how you increase your prices, and you get clients to say, I want to work with you, not anyone else, not your competition, I want to work with you. And the way you do it, an IP framework is basically a diagram that you create that represents the service that you deliver, but in words the client sees value in. So think about this. To build a website, it's a commodity. Everyone has a website and nearly everyone can build a website themselves with Wix and Squarespace. But why do people buy my websites? Because I give it a unique name. It's called the Sales Driven Website. And that website called the Sales Driven Website is unique. There's no one else that does it. So the name is unique. And then there's actually 8 steps inside of that framework where I build a sales driven website. There's 8 features that I build that the combination of those features are totally unique. There's no one talking about it in the way I talk about it. There's no one with the diagram that I have that represents it. There's no one that has the name that I have. And so if I can get a client to commit and to buy into my framework, my diagram, my naming system, then they can't compare me to my competitors down the road. I'm unique. Even though the service is very similar, the framework, the intellectual property is unique because it's unique to me. And then what I do is I map the framework to the website. I say, see this part of the framework? It's that part of the website. See this part? It's that part of the website. And I make the mapping, and all of a sudden, that is how I was able to triple my prices in a marketplace that's very competitive. I hope that makes sense for you. Those 3 things are incredibly powerful. They've been very powerful in my business over the last few years. So just in summary, number 1, if you want to generate more income from the same amount of leads with no extra marketing, no extra ad spend, no extra leads coming to the business, there's 3 fundamental things you got to do. Number 1, you need to increase your prices. Pretty easy to do. You can do it right now. Number 2, you need to increase your conversion rate. And the way you do that is your pre and post sales meeting follow-up and creating an IP framework. So I want to encourage you, if you really believe that you want to grow your business, don't always go looking for the next big thing. Take the leads that you have and don't squander them. Be a good steward of those leads and convert more of those leads into higher paying clients. If you want to know how to do this, I'd love to have a meeting with you. Book a meeting with me. I'll go through the whole system with you. I have a coaching program that I can help you do this in your business, no matter what business it is. Or I can just give you some advice. Happy to help out. I'll speak to you soon.